for the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge, Simon Pagenaud, in the number 22 Menard Chevrolet for Team Penske, his team owner Roger, joining us here in the Media Center. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been very exciting past few minutes, probably less than an hour actually for you. But Roger, extending that record of poles here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the Indy 500 to your 18th pole. What an accomplishment for the team. Talk to us about extending that record.
Well, I think when you look at Simon's run today, it was amazing to see the consistency over 230, which looked like Mears was qualifying there back in the old days. But I just want to congratulate him in front of all of you. It was, we had 4 good cars. He was strong all month, and I think when we had to execute, there was certainly one guy who was going to get on the pole, and that was Simon. They were all month they've been on the ball, and then of course the momentum coming off the road course, when you got to think about that too. So, combined a couple of weeks here has been terrific. Now we have to go on and get the big one.
And Simon Pagenaud. Simon, I have a stat that you should be very proud of. First Frenchman to win pole since René Thomas in 1919. That was 100 years ago this year, Simon. As a Frenchman from your country, but also just personally, what this pole means to you?
Well, it's not just me. Obviously, it's my whole team behind me that propelled me to here. So it's a team effort. But obviously, super happy for France. I think this sport is a sport that I know France would really enjoy, and they do. So this can only help getting the recognition over there in Europe. So obviously, also having Alonso here was great for that. But it's a team effort. I can't take this for myself. This is truly what Team Penske does, and they give us the best equipment. Quite frankly, I'm at the very, very end of it all. So I'm just very honored to drive this 22 Chevy Menard, which honestly was incredible today.
Simon, there's 1.8040 seconds separating your time from the time of our last qualifier, Kyle Kaiser. That's the closest field in Indianapolis 500 history. Can you take us through what the competitiveness of the field and what that means for you as you're trying to win in the Indianapolis 500?
Yeah, I think it's, IndyCar's done a great job with the Universal Hero Kit. I think every car is so close these days, it's very difficult to make a difference. Personally, on our side, Team Penske, we focus, number one priority is Indianapolis, so we focus on that. The goal is to win the race, and that's where we put all the effort, as much effort as we can, and then the rest of the year is also a big focus. But you can see that all the teams are raising their game, all the drivers are raising their game as well. It's honestly tremendous to be in this era of the sport, because you get better and better every weekend, and it never stops.
Questions for Simon and Mr. Penske? Yes, Wolfgang.
I have 2 again. One for Roger Penske, one for Simon. Roger, during the last row shootout, it was mentioned by the commentator that your team, and I also think it was mentioned, Andretti, gave technical data sheets to Team McLaren. Did they approach you, or just you did?
I didn't hear the question. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, during the last row shootout, it was mentioned by the commentator that Team McLaren got data sheets from your team and also Team Andretti for some technical help. Did you go to them, or they came to you?
No, they had no data sheets from us, not at all. I mean, I talked to Jill and to Zach this morning on a completely different subject, but they told me they had gotten a setup last night and put it on the car, so we had nothing to do with their setup.
And then, second question for Simon, I apologize if it's very personal. In case with also your success in American IndyCar, just a speculation question, a Formula One team will knock at your door, what will be your reaction?
I'm sorry to tell you, I'm really happy with Roger, and I love what I do here. I've got a lot more things to accomplish here. My goal is to win Indianapolis. I'm here to win Indy, and that's what I'm focused on.
Bruce.
Roger, at your shop a couple of weeks ago, I interviewed Kyle Moyer and Simon, and they both said that after last year, team really needed to turn things around and win bad. It looks like he's really turned things around up here. How important is it to win the pole for the Indy 500, coming right off the heels of him winning the IndyCar Grand Prix?
Well, winning the Indy Grand Prix obviously is a precursor to the momentum, which we've done here for 3 or 4 years now. And Simon, was committed. You watched him run in the in that road race and in the water there. I've never seen a run like that in my life. And then to come out here to win the pole, I think he's got great momentum. And Kyle said to me, you know, it looks like Pagenaud showed up.
I mean,
Good stuff. All good.
Tim.
So I think Joseph Red, before you did, you know, obviously didn't post anywhere near what you did, but how much of a sharing was there from a setup situation with you guys, and were you concerned when you saw that, or did you know you had gone probably another direction?
look, we share every single information. I know by heart Will's setup, I know Joseph's setup, and Elio's, and we share everything. There's cameras on the car. We look at lines. We look at all the details. We can, you know, shifting points, gears. I mean, everything. You can only imagine that the engineers work all together. We sit around the table at the end of the day and share everything that we went through. That's quite amazing. I mean, this team is really strong at that. And again, I've said it all year long, but that's exactly what we did after last season, and that's why you see the team is really strong right now. I think that's what you have to do when you have 4 cars, and that's the advantage you can get out of it. But you know, when you're sitting in the car and going for your run, you just think about what you're going to do yourself and execute. You can't really worry about anything else.